find out what it's going to take for you to get back in the union.
Okay. So you're saying my best bet is to get in contact with them to find out
Yeah,
what is.
either the union or your old or your union rep, the old union rep, or the place where you used to go to get work. That's uh, that's the only way that I can think of that you would actually be able to make a determination. Because I don't have any clients over the years. I don't have any clients who have had permanent light duty.
Okay, because this is what Dr. Judith told me, my primary care provider or caregiver from Medi-Cal. Um, she said that um, she had access to my medical record histories and a lot of the reports. And she told me that most of the doctors are agreeing and they're saying that you are able to return back to work, but with modified work duties or with
Restrictions.
restrictions.
Right. Right. And I'm telling you, as I said before, that in all my dealings with the trades, the union trades, that I don't know any employee that went back to the union with in the trades with restricted duty or modified duty. I'm not saying there's not an exception. My personal dealings haven't shown that. It was always temporary. It was never permanent.
So, so from what I'm understanding, you can elaborate and correct me if I'm wrong. Um, so does that mean that I have to reconsider my career path? So does that mean that I am no
Yeah.
longer, I shouldn't seek that career, being an electrician, because of my limitations?
I don't, again, with your trade union, all I can tell you is my knowledge and experience. Do I think, based on your permanent restrictions, you would have to look for another career path? Yes. But until I reopen this claim with the judge and then see where we're at, I can't tell you for sure whether that's the only method for you. But in my general experience, I don't know of any of the trades that allow permanent restrictions to do work. But you can ask your union rep that and or the shop steward or whoever you got your jobs from.
So it's called permanent restriction work?
You just said you were some of the doctors, a doctor suggested, mentioned that in all the medical records you had modified duties. Modified duties mean work restrictions, and I've explained what work restrictions mean with trade union jobs.
Okay. And this is another thing that I told Evelyn. Since
Right?
the prior attorney, Hilden, um, they screwed up. Apparently, from what Evelyn explained to me that they didn't do absolutely anything for me, and actually they actually made things worse because of them. You are having a hard time moving forward. So
Oh yeah.
my thing is, what can we do? Is it even possible legally by law for them not to receive a penny? Because the way I see it is,
I
they they didn't do anything,
yeah, but
and then they screwed things over.
you were worried about. I wouldn't worry about that. The money that I get, if I get anything, is part of is a 15% of your fee. Okay? Whether I share that fee or not with them, if they can make an appropriate argument, that's up to a judge to decide. But there's no extra money coming out of your potential settlement.
Oh, yeah, because I'm gonna be honest. I don't understand really how that whole works, but I'm in my mind it's like I don't think it's fair for them to receive a penny because they didn't do anything. You guys are doing all the hard work, and
I understand that, and that's part of the fee structure in workers' comp that I'm required to deal with. But if there's no fee, it doesn't matter until, again, I don't want to repeat myself, but until we get this thing reopened and resolved, there's nothing going on. That's the only problem. That's why we're pushing the judge to try to help us get this reset.
okay, so my and and so and this okay, and I already understand like pretty much we you can't really give me much because of the case being closed. Okay, so this is gonna be my last final question, and I can already have like an idea what the answer is gonna be, but I'd rather just hear from you. Okay, as far as because I really don't know how exactly it works. Well, it's two more questions, Mr. Merkel, if you allow me. Okay, so one of them is oh man, that no, I can't. Okay, I'm just gonna say it. This is regarding the money. Like, is there a maximum amount or a minimum amount that that we can see in the end, or that is unknown?
Yeah.
Because
Minimum amount is zero. The maximum amount I can't answer. I don't have enough information.
hmm, okay, Mr. Merkel, I hope I just really do that it reopens and you win, we win, and I like. So my thing is, because of all this nonsense, I'm gonna ask you to do whatever you can. It's in your power. That's in your control to get as much as you possibly can, as much as you possibly
That is a
can.
given. That is a given. But it's still based on the medical evidence. So we won't know until we get it open. We may have to go to another doctor. We'll have to wait and see. But it's given because I get 15% or whatever you get. So I'm going to want to get you the most. But I can only get you the most based on what the reporting we get. And we're not going to know that again until we get it reopened.
Okay. Okay. And this is for my mental health, Mr. Merkel, because I've been going through mental therapy. Um,
Right?
it's weekly. I've been through through therapists, and my question to you is, I've been in quarantine for almost 3 years, and uh, I'm losing myself. Okay, Mr. Merkel. Is there any way that I can? Because my father um, he invited me. He's like, look, man, you gotta you gotta reset. You gotta escape. You know, you're a wreck. Um, so is there any way? Is it possible for me to travel? Because he wants to spend the holidays and the New Year in his homeland, Mexico. So he's like, you need a vacation, and everybody that knew me in the past before all of this happened, Mr. Merkel, and they talk to me. They're like, Santiago, dude, you're super tense. You're miserable. You're hating life. You're just complaining and you're miserable. Like, and they're like, you gotta do something. You gotta like escape. You know, find a way to reset.
When's your next doctor's appointment?
I have no doctor's appointments to be honest that I'm aware of. And can you elaborate? Like, what do you mean, doctor appointments exactly?
Basically what I'm getting at is that if you had a doctor's appointment, you should make sure. How long are you looking to go over?
Well, my dad said 2 weeks minimum.
Yeah, not a problem. Even if it's four, just let. I was just wanting to know if you had a doctor's appointment at any time. So the doctor's know that you don't have a couple of the longer go. No problem.
Okay, it's a possibility because there, the funds obviously, but my dad threw it out there, and I just I need it. Yeah, like I'm gonna tell you this, Mr. Merker. I've gotten so stressed out, so frustrated, so disappointed, just so like fed up. I had enough of all of this that I punched myself. I physically started hurting myself because I don't want to go out in society and make it worse. Go get in a fight with some dude. Get locked up or go get beat up myself. End up in the hospital. And if I create havoc, if I let my frustration, my anger out on someone or something, it's not gonna solve anything. So what I do to restrain myself and I just take it upon myself. And I don't want to. I want that to end. And there's a thing that I never had done this to myself, and it's because of all the stress and all the stuff that that nothing has gotten resolved for me. So that's why I just feel like I desperately need it. If the opportunity arises. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna tell that to my family because they're concerned. Especially my parents. And I'll be honest, the pain has gotten so bad, doctor, that I break down. I cry like a little kid. Like I can, as a 35 grown ass man, I cannot block it off or it completely dominates me. I get submerged in the pain. Yeah, and they hate seeing me that way. Like my father was gonna drive me to the hospital, but I was like, no, like I'm traumatized because I'm like, what if I end up getting the damn coronavirus? Because I'm being exposed. And that's so that's why if the opportunity arises,
Do it.
yeah.
The opportunity arises and it helps you mentally, do it. It's not going to affect your class.
Okay, that's good news for once because I'm a wreck. Mr. Merkel. If I was your son or like just related to you, you'll be like, man, this guy, he was so happy, full of life, and now look at him, he's just miserable, just yeah.
No, it's much better for you for your mental health to do what you can, if possible, to help that, because if your mental health is better, it'll even help with your physical health.
Okay, Mr. Merkel. And what I'm gonna do right now, when we hang up, and I'm gonna go ahead and send you those questions, the ones that we didn't get a chance to go through, and
Yeah, and you'll answer.
okay, and as in for right now, I all like. So what do you, if you were in my shoes, what would you do? Well, yeah, what would you do, or what do you recommend for me to like, so I could cope? Because I'm suffering from anxiety and depression, and just not knowing what's
Well, you're
going on.
dealing with that. You're dealing with that. You're going to group health, etc. If I were you, and you have Medi-Cal,
Yes.
if I were you, what do you need done to you to help you get back into life? What did the doctor tell you?
Um, which doctors, Mr. Merker, from worker comp?
Any doctor from your, no, any
Okay.
doctor from a physical standpoint, what has your personal doctor or your work comp doctor told you that to be done that'll help you resolve or reduce some of the pain?
You're gonna be disappointed. You're gonna be like, "What? I don't believe you." But to be honest, from all the different people that I've interacted with, none of them have gave me any hopes or anything positive to look forward to. Or yeah, meaning
Did a doctor from Medi-Cal suggest you need surgery?
yes, what was suggested to me was the invasive route, which was the traditional things. It was a bunch of prescription drugs, pills, obviously surgery,
Well, ask you about surgery.
and
What surgery?
it what surgeon? It was the bone
Yes, what
specialist.
surgery did they?
Oh, oh, what surgery?
Have you recommended to you from any doctor to have your condition?
Well, I don't. I never was told the exact procedure, but I just know that it will be on